Foreign fighters are among 31 militants killed by security forces in the Philippines amid ongoing violence in the country's south. The army is trying to clear the Daesh-linked Maute group out of the Marawi city on the island of Mindanao. The entire area is now under martial law. The country's Solicitor General says Malaysians and Indonesians are among the dead and has called the violence an invasion. Richard Heydarian is a political analyst and says it will be weeks before the situation is under control.
It seems that this operation was a revenge operation in response to a Tuesday raid by the government against Isnilon Hapilon, the head of the more or less the ISIS, emerging ISIS branch here in the Philippines. So when that operation failed, and then President Duterte and bulk of the cabinet, including the national security advisor, were in Moscow, thousands of miles away, I think they felt emboldened to rampage across the city and take hundreds of people for hostage and drive thousands of people away from the town. So the situation, I think, will take weeks before it gets fully under control. This is just the latest reincarnation of extremism and conflict in a region that has been racked by insurgency and terrorism for at least 4 decades. This is one of the longest running insurgencies in the world. And largely it is led by the minority Muslim groups who feel marginalized by the Catholic majority in the Philippines, which is perched in Manila all the way in the northern part of the Philippines. But now, of course, there's a new element because you're talking about ISIS. My sense is that as the Daesh or ISIS gets pounded in Raqqa and Mosul due to coalition operations, they're trying to expand internationally and are finding other places in the world that they could actually branch out. Now, the situation in the Philippines is not yet like in Nigeria, where the Boko Haram was conquering almost the northern parts of the country, but it could get there if the Philippine government doesn't respond to the terrorist attacks, and if the government doesn't resuscitate, peace process negotiations with major insurgent groups like the Moro Islamic Liberation Front. And the problem is that the peace process right now is in hibernation mode because Duterte is so focused on his war on drugs. And for that, I think he partly neglected the important peace process there in Mindanao. And this is partly a result of that. For Duterte, I think he realized that the problem in Mindanao is really getting out of control. And being the first Filipino president from Mindanao, he's under extra pressure right now to make sure that the conflict will be dealt with and the terrorist attack will be contained.